Welcome to the daily review from KASM Capital, the US markets, Euro versus the US dollar, the movement in Bitcoin, as well as trends in oil and gold, as given by the founder director, Dr. Mann.
Good morning. We are at the end of an interesting week where we had the Federal Reserve rate decision come through, which is what the markets wanted and expected, and they got that. However, with that, there was some hawkish commentary from Jay Powell, which suggested that the Fed is in no hurry to cut rates. Having said that, the dot plot did actually say that there would be two further rate cuts this year. So the markets seem to have hopped onto that, and as a result, the markets have been rallying. Yesterday was another day where we had another rally in the markets. The markets did climb, and it seemed like the markets were trying to overlook the hawkish posturing from Jay Powell and were celebrating the prospect of rate cuts for the rest of the year. As a result, all three indices, the Dow Jones, the S&P 500, and the Nasdaq, all went up and remained elevated through the course of the day yesterday. There was some volatility towards the end of the day, and there have been some losses overnight. However, the market seems to be pairing those losses in all three indices. So, good week for the markets. They got what they wanted, not just for now, but for the rest of the year as well. With that, the US dollar obviously nosedived and a lot of weakness was seen in the US dollar. However, that weakness was somewhat compensated by the weakness in the euro as well, given the recent political upheavals in France. Bitcoin went up with that. It went up to about 117,000 and is hovering around that mark, fluctuating a little higher and a little lower than that. Gold went up as well and it remains elevated at this point in time. Oil prices did climb initially when there was some flare up of tensions between Russia and Ukraine as well as between Israel and Qatar. However, they seem to be on a downward trend at this point. So, on the whole, good week for the markets, good week for Bitcoin, not so good for the US dollar, but I think oil prices went up and gold prices went up as well. So we're coming to the end of the week, and today it's expected that the markets will follow the same pattern. There are not much catalysts for movement in either direction. So I think the markets will remain range bound, and so will Bitcoin and the US dollar and gold. The oil prices, I think, will continue their downward trajectory. So stay tuned for more, and we'll keep you posted.